What is going on, guys? It is Wrestlelamia here, back with some more news. Join us now as we look at the wildest news stories and rumors you need to know, including the WWE's original plan for the Chamber. CM Punk is the WWE's biggest troll. Is Seth Rollins fully back? Randy Orton broke character at the Elimination Chamber. Ring safety concerns in WWE. Triple H responds to the worst WWE debut. Triple H has changed the post-PLE show format. A fan gets humbled, and much more. Be sure to subscribe and hit that notification bell for daily wrestling videos, and follow us on Facebook for exclusive lists. Now let's do the intro and get straight into our first story. Our first story looks at, is Seth Rollins fully back? And was Seth Rollins' return just a one-off appearance before another lengthy absence? Well, according to a new report from bodyslam.net, that doesn't appear to be the case. The report states, sources indicate to Bodyslam that Rollins is currently on track to compete at WrestleMania and may already be cleared. WWE is hopeful that Bron Breakker will be cleared from his hernia injury in time to compete as well. If Breakker isn't cleared, Rollins is currently expected to compete against Logan Paul. Slipping to the Elimination Chamber structure unnoticed, Rollins blindsided Logan Paul with a superkick followed by his stomp. The moment marked his first physical involvement since being written off television on October 13th, 2025, being beaten up by the Vision. If the fallback plan is Logan Paul, there's at least history there. Rollins did defeat Paul at WrestleMania 39 in what was Paul's 5th career match at the time. However, now Logan Paul has become a standout performer and has evolved in the ring ever since, so that should be a good match. However, a showdown with Breakker offers a different appeal. Veteran architect versus explosive powerhouse, and either way, Rollins' reported clearance significantly reshapes the WrestleMania 42 landscape. After months of uncertainty, he appears ready to reclaim his spot on the biggest stage of them all. But which match would you prefer to see? Rollins versus Breakker, or Seth Rollins versus Logan Paul at WrestleMania 42? Next up, the original plans for the Chamber. Now, after Bronson Reed suffered a bicep injury on the February 23rd episode of Raw during the Elimination Chamber qualifying match, creative had to scramble and adjust quickly. Jey Uso advanced in his place, and then Reed was pulled from the planned WrestleMania storylines. Now, according to Corey Hayes of bodyslam.net, Reed was originally scheduled for a dominant showing inside the Chamber. The plan reportedly called him to eliminate LA Knight, Javon Evans, and Trick Williams, a massive statement performance. Now, of course, WWE did change the plans last night, and the eliminations ultimately went to Logan Paul instead, who qualified after Uso was taken out. The shift dramatically altered the optics of the match, with Paul emerging far stronger than many expected. Now, this was obviously supposed to be Reed's breakout moment inside the Chamber, but instead it reshaped the narrative, one that could have long-term implications once he returns. We could definitely see in the next Royal Rumble of Bronson Reed absolutely decimating the opponents, as WWE definitely wants to keep him strong. Next up, CM Punk is the biggest WWE troll. Following AJ Lee's women's IC title victory over Becky Lynch in Chicago, Becky was crashing out on social media and an all-caps rant blaming referee Jessica Carr and calling for an internal investigation, making it clear she was not ready to accept the loss. "I'm demanding that Adam Pearce do his job for once in his life, suspend corrupt Carr without pay, complete a full internal investigation, strip absolute joke of her title, delete the Triple H photo. This all must be done immediately." But then CM Punk added fuel to the fire. He recreated the Seth Rollins and Becky Lynch's risque title celebration from years ago, where Rollins covered himself with the Universal Championship and Lynch posed with the two women's titles covering her chest and waist. Punk logged into Instagram and recreated the moment in his very own way, and he used the World Heavyweight Championship to cover his lower body while AJ's Intercontinental title covered his chest. The photo immediately went viral, with several WWE stars reacting, including Becky Lynch herself, saying, "Adam Pearce, do something, he is desecrating my title." And Rhea Ripley replied, "I'm effing dead." Even AEW's Johnny TV also chimed in with, "Love this." AJ was celebrating her first singles championship in 11 years. Becky was publicly fuming, and Punk chose the exact moment to troll, blurring the lines between personal history, storyline tension, and internet humor. This was master levels of trolling from the Second City Saint. Next up, Randy Orton broke character at the Elimination Chamber. Now, it wasn't just CM Punk who was having fun at Elimination Chamber, as after winning the match, Randy Orton shared a lighthearted moment with a young fan in the crowd. The Viper grabbed what appeared to be a hat similar to the one often associated with Chelsea Green, put it on, struck a quick pose for the cameras, and then handed it right back. It was brief, but glorious, and it was a moment that quickly went viral and showed a rare playful side of Orton just minutes after securing one of the biggest wins of his career. He also broke character with a fan even in his entranceway, and you can tell that Randy is absolutely loving his run right now. He's chilled out so much over the years. Next up, ring safety concerns in WWE. Now, Elimination Chamber delivered high drama, but it also featured two nearly identical in-ring slips that have now raised questions about the condition of the ropes. Finn Balor climbed onto the second rope in the corner to taunt after taking out CM Punk, but as soon as he got on the top rope, his footing gave way. Balor slipped chest first into the turnbuckle before regaining his balance. Thankfully, the exposed metal had protective padding and he was able to land safely without injury. But in a more faster or more high-risk sequence, that slip could have ended much worse. Later in the night, in the same corner, LA Knight experienced a similar issue. After completing a second rope dive, Knight attempted to spring upward toward the top rope but lost his footing, and he managed to catch himself and avoid serious harm. But the awkward stumble disrupted the flow of the spot. Two different superstars slipping in the exact same area suggests there may have been something wrong with that specific turnbuckle or rope tension. If the rope was unusually slick or unstable, it does present a legitimate safety concern, especially in a match format where corners are used repeatedly for high-impact offense. In a structure like the Elimination Chamber, where the risk is already elevated, even minor in-ring consistencies can become dangerous. Unfortunately, neither Balor nor Knight suffered any injury, but the close calls highlight just how critical ring maintenance and stability are on a night built around high-risk moments. Next up, Triple H responds to the worst debut ever. Now, after weeks of cryptid teases, WWE finally opened the crate at Elimination Chamber and outstepped Danhausen. Emerging from a coffin inside the box, accompanied by vampire-like dancers and brand new entrance music, the debut was visually dramatic. But the reaction inside the arena was very mixed to say the very least. On social media, the backlash came quickly, with many fans calling the reveal very underwhelming compared to the heavy build-up that preceded it. The mixed reactions to Danhausen's arrival wasn't limited to fans. On the Wrestling Observer Radio, Dave Meltzer offered insight into how the signing was viewed internally within WWE. People pushed for him, and there were people who did not want him. This was not a unanimous decision or anything like that. I would guess that the people who didn't want him are thinking, sure, it didn't work out so well this time. Now, according to him, the decision created division behind the scenes, suggesting not everyone was convinced that the character would translate successfully to WWE television. He also compared the situation to some of the experimental gimmicks during the WWE's New Generation era, highlighting the uncertainty surrounding how or if Danhausen will ultimately fit into the company's long-term creative direction. And with that internal debate in mind, the spotlight quickly shifted to WWE's top decision-maker. During the official post-Elimination Chamber show, Triple H was asked by Jackie Redmond about the crate and the debut. Now, his response was brief and intentionally vague. That's not like Triple H at all, right? Me not commenting on the crate and Danhausen. Michael's got a nice bucket of teeth. I think we're in for a fun time. Rather than clarifying the direction, Triple H leaned into the mystery. No over-explanation, no damage control, just confidence that the character will speak for itself. Now, meanwhile, according to PW Insider, Danhausen has officially signed a multiple-year deal with WWE and is set to appear on Raw this week. The report also revealed that WWE went to notable lengths to protect the surprise, keeping him outside of Chicago in the days leading up to the event to avoid any leaks. Whilst the reaction was pretty bad on television, it seemed even worse when you were in the arena, as fans managed to capture videos of the boos going down live at the show, and they were pretty loud. One fan even shouted out, "Worst reveal ever." Now, is this simply a debut that needs time to breathe, or did WWE overpromise with the build-up? Can Danhausen turn early Backlash into momentum on Raw? Next up, Danhausen's WWE arrival was delayed by AEW. Danhausen's WWE debut at Elimination Chamber may have felt sudden, but it could have happened much earlier. According to Bodyslam.net, WWE had been actively working to bring Danhausen into the company as far back as July of 2025. However, those plans were halted after All Elite Wrestling extended his contract. The report claims that Danhausen requested his deal not to be extended if AEW did not plan to use him consistently. Despite that, the extension reportedly went through, preventing WWE from moving forward with the signing at the time. As a result, WWE had to wait until his AEW obligations officially expired before finalizing the deal. Now, it seems it's clear that Elimination Chamber wasn't a last-minute decision. It was a culmination of months of stalled negotiations finally coming to fruition. Next up, Triple H changes the post-show format after Backlash. Now, Triple H has quietly adjusted a long-standing WWE post-show tradition, and the timing has kind of raised some eyebrows. Since taking over WWE's creative direction, Triple H has made it standard practice to appear during premium live event post-shows. Initially, these were structured as traditional press conferences, with superstars answering live questions from reporters inside the venue. However, after several controversial questions created uncomfortable moments on live broadcasts, WWE shifted to panel-style discussions, eliminating open media Q&A entirely. But even that didn't fully solve the issue. Following Saturday night's main event and again at the Royal Rumble, the crowd reaction during the post-show wasn't entirely positive. Chants of AEW, "You effed up," and "We want Vince" were directed at Triple H during the live show. The pattern was definitely becoming hard to ignore, and after Elimination Chamber, however, things have now changed. Instead of appearing in front of a live crowd, Triple H conducted his post-show interview backstage. By moving the segment away from the arena floor, they've effectively eliminated the risk of live jeers overtaking the broadcast. Whether this was a strategic production adjustment or an effort to avoid another uncomfortable on-air moment remains unclear, but the shift is definitely noticeable and significant. Next up, Brodie Lee Jr. takes a brutal piledriver at just 14. Brodie Lee Jr., the son of the late Brodie Lee, made a surprise appearance at GCW, standing at ringside in Joey Janela's corner during his match against The Blade. Janela went on to win the bout, and what followed initially felt like a moment of reconciliation between the two. But after the match, Janela addressed their past tension and publicly invited Brodie Lee Jr. to be in his corner for Spring Break X. However, the tone quickly shifted. Rather than accept the offer, Brodie Jr. challenged Janela to a match. Janela refused, pointing to the 14-year-old's age and telling him that he would have to wait 4 years. But the response escalated the situation, and Brodie Jr. fired back with a sharp personal insult, telling Janela to stop being Megan Bayne's bitch. The remark immediately changed the atmosphere, and Janela responded by slapping Brodie Lee Jr. before delivering a piledriver, leaving him laid out in the ring as the crowd reacted in visible shock. The segment quickly became one of the most talked about moments of the night, largely because of Brodie Jr.'s age and his connection to one of wrestling's most respected figures. Despite only being 14, he's been training under TJ Wilson, aka Tyson Kidd, and Natalya at the Dungeon. He definitely has a big future in wrestling. And finally, a WWE fan gets humbled. The Obafemi meet and greet controversy has taken another turn, as the fan at the center of the situation has now deactivated a Twitter account following intense backlash. Obafemi became a trending topic after a fan's meet and greet post from the WWE Elimination Chamber weekend sparked a very heated debate across social media. The controversy began when she shared a photo from a Fanatic's authentic meet and greet during WWE's Elimination Chamber weekend in Chicago, but she described the interaction as very disappointing and claimed that Femi refused special poses. However, the photo showed Femi smiling with his arm around her and he took the photo, while the fan actually wanted him to pose with pom-poms. Fans and wrestling personalities defended Femi, and Ricochet publicly weighed in before the post was quickly deleted. As the criticism intensified, the original tweet was then removed, and now the account itself is gone. The account is no longer accessible, with users seeing a message stating that the account does not exist. She was being called out for being entitled, as that is what you do at a meet and greet. You pay for a photo with a wrestler and they take it, and that's it. They're not there to be your puppet. But was the backlash justified, or did it go too far? Let us know in the comments down below, and I'll see you next time with some more wrestling content.